Hey everyone, Gruhamed here from Loudwire with Scott Ian of Anthrax. And before he speaks some words to these people here at BB King's in New York City, he's going to speak some words to us. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks. I usually don't talk so much during the day because I talk so much later. So we could have just done this with like a pencil and a notepad.
I'll try to make this easy on you, I promise. So you were saying, when you were coming up with this concept of doing a one-man show that you were inspired by musicians like Jello Biafra and Henry Rollins. Did you see those shows? And if so, how did they affect you when you saw them?
I actually have never seen Jello do it. I am aware of the fact that he did shows. I think that was something that got put in a press release, maybe. But I saw Henry do it back in the early '90s for sure, and I was already a fan of his from his bands, and I just thought it was great that he could have the same command over an audience that he did as a frontman for a band with just him on the stage talking. And but that has nothing to do with anything. I just liked the show. I never wanted to do this. It's not like I saw Henry Rollins and said someday that's gonna be me. It really wasn't ever a thought I really had, and I certainly wasn't being proactive about it, because if I should have started doing this 15 years ago, if I was really, really gonna, if it was something I was thinking about. So, no, it just fell into my lap. I got offered a one-off show in England about a little over a year and a half ago, and I decided to do it. And because I had so much fun doing that show, I decided to do more of it.
Sure. And I imagine after, well over 30 years of Anthrax, you're very comfortable on stage playing guitar in front of a lot of people. But when it came to this show, was there a unique sense of nervousness?
Only the first time I did it.
Okay.
Just that first one-off in London. That was it. I was nervous for about a solid 5 minutes. Even once I started the show, my hand was kind of shaking even a little bit. And so that show, yeah. But since then, no, I haven't been nervous.
All right. And I did read probably on that same press release that your wife Pearl had to kind of talk you down from, sort of an anxious episode before that first show.
Yeah, I was going to cancel the show the night before because I just really didn't know what I was going to do. And I was just like, well, what am I even going to do there tomorrow? Who cares? If I cancel, it's not like I'm canceling an Anthrax show. People don't even know what they're missing. They can't even be upset. They have no idea. I don't even know what it is, let alone people coming to see me. So, but yeah, it was Pearl kind of talked me off the ledge, and she's like, just go there and talk to them like you're in a bar with your friends telling stories, and that's it. That's what I ended up doing.
Do you think if it wasn't for her, you probably would have canceled the show? Or is it hard to say?
I probably would have talked to her on the phone at that moment, even if she wasn't with me in London. So I think either way, she would have ended up talking me out of it. If I couldn't have spoken to her for some reason, no, I probably still would have done the show because it's just my crazy Jewish work ethic keeps me from ever doing things like that. I'm not doing it. I'm canceling it. I just those words really don't exist in my body.
How long is the show?
It depends, man. I tried. I thought coming into this run I was going to do 2 hours, and I haven't even come close. I think the shortest show has been 2:20. So
Wow.
that's kind of where it's at.
That's amazing because that's an amount of time that probably most stand-up comedians probably wouldn't be comfortable doing for that long, or
I don't know. I saw David Cross at House of Blues a few years ago, and he did over 3 hours.
Wow.
Rollins. I mean, not that Rollins is a stand-up, but Rollins does a long show. But yeah, most stand-up is not that long. But I'm not doing stand-up. This is different. I tell a story about Daryl. That's that whole story itself is probably the whole thing is close to somewhere about 50 minutes long. Just that part of the show, and then there's the Q&A, and most of the time that's if I took the Q&A out of the show, I'd be under 2 hours. But I do the Q&A, and people start asking questions, and that inevitably opens a door to another story, and if I just took one question, then it would be fine. But a lot of people ask questions, and the Q&A generally goes for pretty long. So that's what actually kind of really extends the show.
Awesome. And you've only got a few days left as of right now. is this going to be the end of your speaking words career?
Is this the end of my career? Am I calling it quits after like 25 shows or something? No. I hope to continue to be able to do this. Finding a window of time is tough because it all has to revolve around the Anthrax schedule, and sometimes I don't know what the Anthrax schedule is. So like if I wanted to do more of these in the fall, I can't really confirm anything yet because, well, then if Anthrax decides to do something, I wouldn't want to have to then cancel it or something. So I know I definitely want to do more of it. It's just a case of once an Anthrax schedule kind of, tightens up a little bit over the next year and a half, I'll have a better idea when I could go do it again. Yeah. I'm going to try and do it maybe even on days off when I'm out on tour, whatever city I'm in, just so I could keep it fresh for me. I don't want to go months and months. Like before this tour, I hadn't done it pretty much since June of last year. So it's kind of a long time off, and it took a couple of shows for me to really feel comfortable again and feel like I was doing well. So I don't want to take off, that long of a time, and then it's almost like having to rehearse again in a sense and relearn it.
And finally, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask about the new Anthrax record. What I think is very cool is when I've talked to you or Frankie, you guys seem so genuinely pumped for this record, like much more than other people that I interview. You guys just seem so excited. You're saying that there was, maybe the fastest Anthrax song, yes, on this so far on this one, that you guys are challenging yourselves. What stage are you at right now?
We're just writing. We're I think it's pretty much going to be a case of where we're just going to keep going at this point. I would probably think, and this is not to put any kind of schedule or deadline on anything because we don't do that, but we go to Europe at the end of May to play festivals, and I would probably think we'll probably just write all the way up to that. Like a perfect schedule in my brain at this point would be we'll just continue writing because even better stuff is coming now, and stuff is sounding better now, and songs are coming out better now than stuff that was even in the earlier parts of the writing process. So why would we stop ourselves at this point? So if we write all the way up to the end of May and then we head off to Europe, and then maybe we'll all be together on the bus and whatnot and at sound checks, and we could start jamming that stuff, and we could start really focusing on the melody lines for the songs, and I got to catch up on lyrics. I'm only on about song 5 or 6 songs in on lyrics, and we're working on about 14 right now, and there's probably going to be more music coming. So, and then when we get back from Europe, then maybe we live with it for a little bit and, hopefully get together and really play the songs for like a week, and really kind of learn them and like really kind of own them and know where we're at with them. And then I think we'd be comfortable to get in and actually start recording it. But we just don't want to rush anything, I mean, there was obviously a lot of time before worship music. But once things started happening, things started to move really fast. But one of the things we had was we did have a lot of hindsight, and we were able to go back and take those songs and rework them and know what we wanted to change. And whereas, we're not going to do that this time. It's not like we're going to write a record and then sit on it for a year and then go back on it. We're not going to do that. So, I just think we want to be really sure that we're 100% happy with everything we're doing. We love the last record, and this one's got to be fucking good. So I think we've got it. Even though the songs are complete, just even musically, yeah, the shit's a real kick in the ass, man. So I think musically we're right where we should be at this point.